If you thought the Chicago Bulls' plans for the future were unclear before, they don't get any less confusing now. Let's talk about it, starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. Only channel talking Bulls, our Bulls fans talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. We are brought to you by the Windy City Breeze, the home channel. You can check out the podcast over on the Windy City Breeze on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts as well. If you thought things were confusing in Bulls Town before, it is reported that the Chicago Bulls turned down a first-round pick for Lonzo Ball. Now, this comes from The Athletic, as John Hollinger is the one that brings this news to us, talking about, wow, the Chicago Bulls almost chose a direction. I mean, they were this close to trading LaVine after 2 years of trying and getting their first-round pick back in return. Should have been the first rock in building the landslide. Instead, crickets. Nikola Vucevic is 34, having his best season, and is still here. According to league sources, the Bulls had a firm offer to get a first-round pick and take on future money for Lonzo Ball and extend him instead. Good news, though 12 of the Bulls players are signed for next season, they can re-sign Josh Giddey, running back, and chase the play-in again. And you know what, John? You're absolutely right. That is exactly what this Bulls team is trying to do. When you hear this, once again, the plan that AK has talked about makes no sense. When I've talked about picking a direction, the Chicago Bulls aren't even following what they believe their own plan to be. Yes, you would have had to take on some future money for the potential of a first-round pick, right? But you get a first-round pick for a player in Lonzo Ball who has massive question marks on the future of his health, who has massive question marks on how long this next knee surgery will last. Why? Because he has often been hurt in this league. He has had knee surgeries to repair what the problem is. He has had the surgeries to get him back on the court. He has had the hot 35 games. And you know what he's also had? 2.5 years of not being on an NBA court because of those injuries. He is an injury-prone player that you could have gotten a first-round pick for, but instead, not only did you decide to stand pat with him because you're scared of taking on the future money of this, because the future of this team is massively bright, and they're chasing people in free agency, but you're also scared to get back a first-round pick for an injury-prone player. That doesn't make sense. That is not a plan. That is not what we should be talking about when we're talking about a team that is, okay, I know AK doesn't want to say it, retooling. You should be probably rebuilding at this point, and trading Zach LaVine should have been the first step in that. By the way, for the people who are going to sit there, and I know you're going to come at me in the comments and say, Pat, we don't even know how long-term the contract was. Pat, we don't even know where the first-round pick ranked. Let's start with the future money part of this. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You just took on future money. Literally, in the Zach LaVine deal, you just took on future money. Zach Collins and Kevin Huerter are future money. Well, Pat, you know, they probably aren't making that much, and so you're not as worried about the future money with guys like that. Zach Collins is on a 2-year, $34 million deal that ends next season. The Bulls are on the hook for $18 million for Zach Collins next season. $18 million for Zach Collins next season. But we don't want to take on future money. Kevin Huerter comes with and let me make sure I have this right. His contract next season, the Bulls are on the hook for $17 million. You took back future money. You had to move on from Zach LaVine. The goal is building through the draft. You've still got money on the books. It's not like you're going to be sitting here balling out, going out and trying to find a superstar next free agency. You said when you got here, the goal is to build through the draft. You could have had another first-round pick. Now, we don't know when this first-round pick was going to come into play. We don't know when this first-round pick, where this first-round pick would have landed. But at a minimum, you're not following the plan that you set forth. And a move like this to re-sign Lonzo Ball, which I get it, 2 years, $20 million, it's not an expensive contract. The risk is that Lonzo Ball is going to be a healthy player. You, in risking the 2 years, $20 million, you're not risking a lot, but you're also not gaining much by keeping Lonzo here. This was an opportunity for you to gain something, and you turned that opportunity down. Once again, if you were confused after last night's game about what the future of this team is, be even more confused. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that we're sitting here talking about turning down first-round picks when the only thing that we can get back for trading away Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan is our own first-round pick and some players that we don't even want to be a part of the team. Once again, this is a joke of a move by the Chicago Bulls front office. It shows you the ineptitude of the Chicago Bulls front office, and it shows you that there is no direction for the Chicago Bulls to move forward with thinking like this. Get prepared for another shellacking tonight, by the way. We'll be live for that shellacking as the Chicago Bulls take on the Detroit Pistons. Enjoyed the game last night with my daughter. Had an incredible amount of fun. Thought it was a great time. We'll be live for the game tonight here on Playback and on YouTube. You can watch the stream over on Playback, and you can watch the game over on Playback, and you can watch, me stream it over here on YouTube. And we'll have some post-game content for you, as well as more news continues to drop. But just disgusting to hear this from the Chicago Bulls front office, and that's all that we get from this front office. I get the question marks on what the draft pick could have been, what the money, how long term the money could have been. It's not like you're jumping back into contention unless you find a star quickly here over the next couple of seasons. It's going to take a while to rebuild this thing, even if Modest is one of those pieces that you're talking about being a part of it. Unless you get Cooper Flagg in this whole deal, you're not winning. You're not winning the draft, I should say. And there's some really, really freaking good players that I think could be stars in this draft. You got your pick back. Good job. I don't know, man. This one makes my head hurt. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down to talk with you as well. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Yeah, if you're on the podcast side, man, make sure you give us a 5-star review on Spotify and or on YouTube. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. See Red Nation. Stand up. Peace.